Thank you very much, and let's welcome our Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Venerable members of Mahasangha, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, I am Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya from India, the land of Buddha. The topic or theme of today's discussion is Buddhism and business, which many of my friends, those who are not Buddhist, and many of my Buddhist friends also have asked how these two terms can go together. Because we have a traditional way of thinking. Buddhism means peace. Buddhism means renunciation. Buddhism means charity. But in Buddhism, how come the business entered? Actually, I am not a businessman, nor a business monk. So I do not know whether I am fit to speak on this subject, but I'm sure, like any one of you, I'm one of the disciples, the son of the Buddha, coming from the homeland of Buddha. Here I'm to invite you, as we don't have much time, on this business team to come to India and do business in India. This is my request and invitation to you. And doing business in India, not in the way we have been discussing in the morning, the business of economics, selling commodities, earning profit, not in this way. The business I'm requesting you or inviting you to come to India and to do is holy business. It's a holy business. Holy in the sense, the business of empowering Indian Buddhist community to rebuild the ruined homeland of the Buddha. To rebuild the ruined homeland of the Buddha. This is the business, that holy business that we have to take up. And this business, I understand, should be taken for 100 years as our project, not 1 or 2 years. As you might know, India, where the Buddha had spent most of his time, his lifetime, except Lumbini, Nepal, we have places, Bodh Gaya, Saranath, Sankasa, Vaishali, Rajgir, Kusinara, and many other places connected to the life of the Buddha. But when we talk about Buddhism in India today, it's unlike the Mecca in Saudi Arabia, I think, and the Vatican in Rome and Italy, where the majority of the people are the followers of the faith. And Bodh Gaya is definitely for the Buddhist, the homeland. But if you ask, what is the percentage of Buddhists in India? It is less than 1%, 0.08%. Less than 1%. So recently on 23rd August, last month, 2018, the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, has launched a website named India, the Land of Buddha.in. So any one of you can log in www.indiathelandofbuddha.in, which will give information about the cultural heritage of Buddha in different states of India. There in a panel discussion I have questioned. I asked the panelists or those who were present there what the government of India has coined the term India, the land of Buddha, might be true once upon a time. From 3rd century BC to almost 6th century AD, when under the patronage and missionary effort of the great emperor Ashoka, almost 2/3 of Indian population became Buddhist. But today, we have only ruined sites, only those unexcavated, half-excavated, ruined Buddha viharas, stupas, scattered around almost all states in India. Then how can we say India is the land of Buddha if there is no living Buddhist in India? Then it was discussed and said, what happened. The government can do only to preserve the heritage sites, protect those heritage sites, and attract the Buddhist tourists to come and go around the pilgrimage sites in India. That government can do. But then who will do? Who will take the responsibility to rebuild the Buddha Dhamma, the lost glory of Buddha in India? That has been the question. So here I take the opportunity to call upon you to think who will do or who will rebuild the land of Buddha if not we the Buddhists, the followers of the Buddha. If we don't do as the statistics show, there are many statistics I have given there. The population of Islam is in rising from 8% to almost 14%, 14 point some percent. Christianity population is also in rise, but the population of Buddhists is either stagnant or it is in decline, out of even the 0.8%. So under these circumstances, I would like to invite you all to think about this. Why I am saying 100 years, because anything to be achieved, it needs time. So we have to have a business plan of 100 years, which can be broken down into 25, 25, 25, and 25. It is not that all 100 years will be doing, but somebody has to start and prepare generation to follow. So the first 25 probably we can break again into 5 into 5. 5 years plan. Then 5 years plan again can be brought to 1 year plan, 2 year plans like that. And by doing that, I understand we can achieve the goal that we are setting forth. And India is a very big country where we have 29 states and 9 union territories. So when we see the Buddhist population in all the states, except a few states, in other states, the Buddhist population is shown nil. No Buddhist population, except few states like Tripura, Assam, Manipur, Mizoram, Sikkim, Maharashtra, Kashmir, the Ladakh, that area. The other states, Buddhist population is shown as nil. Of course, there are adherents of Buddhism, those who are called by, in Indian system, the Dalit, the lowest strata of Indian society. They follow Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who has converted into Buddhism with his 500,000 followers. So there are many people who really want to come to the fold of Buddhism in India, but they are not counted as Buddhists yet in many of the states. This is the situation now. So I'll not take much time. But I understand if we are to make India really again to come up, get the glory of Buddhism back again, we should focus on every state. As in India, we have Buddhist, the living Buddhist tradition, which can be divided into 3 categories according to my understanding. One is the Ambedkarite Buddhist, those who are living in Maharashtra, Karnataka, then Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. But many of them are not considered to be Buddhist by Indian system probably, because it's not shown in the census. They are a staunch Buddhist. Then we have the Himalayan Buddhist. Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, then Darjeeling, Uttarakhand, Jammu Kashmir, the Himalayan range, we have the Himalayan Buddhist, Himalayan Indian Buddhist. They have affinity with the Tibetan Buddhism, the Vajrayana tradition or Mahayana, whatever we call. It's one tradition. And we also have Buddhism in the Northeast and West Bengal. They follow the traditional Buddhism, we call them traditional Buddhists. They are mostly Theravada. They follow either the Myanmar or Thai or Sri Lankan tradition of Theravada Buddhism. So there are these 3 traditions of Buddhism we find in India, scattered in different pockets in different states, but in a very minority in number. So if we are to revive, so we have to really focus on empowering these existing living Buddhist people by different means. And what I can think of as feasible in India to empower them is mainly education. Education has to be the first thing that we have to educate the Buddhist children and the Buddhist community, and help them also learn how to support themselves by having certain business activities as you are discussing here. I thought maybe it is very useful to bring this kind of concept to India, and how, like we have land, we have people around, but maybe we do not have the technology or knowledge or skills to do business and support the Buddhist people, empower themselves and support monastery. And very importantly, in India we need to have our own Buddhist university or college with a specific goal to educate and train Indian Buddhist Sangha. That's very important. We don't have single one now. There are small organizations working in their own way in different parts of India, but they are scattered. So we need some people fully to coordinate all these people, all these organizations, come together and under one umbrella and work towards the same goal of reviving Buddhism in next 100 years. The question is, who will take up the responsibility? Who will take up the responsibility? In India, the Indians, definitely we can do our part, but without the patronage either from the government or from our Buddhist brothers and sisters, I think this task will be quite difficult, of course not impossible. Therefore, I would like to request you all, maybe we can have something like this, a project or a slogan, Cholo India or Cholo Bodh Gaya. Means, Cholo means what? I think you understand. Some of those who are from the Asia country, you understand Cholo means you come. Let's go to India, let's go to Bodh Gaya. So you come to India and you come to Bodh Gaya and visit all the places where Buddhists are there. Okay, visit all the places where Buddhists are there and see how best you can do. Help the Buddhists of India to come off. And in this respect, I was thinking we can have, or it's necessary to have, some kind of fund, like how the Christians are having, from where we can at least take some loan, or soft loan with interest or with no interest, so that we can run our activities. Now for us, we have nowhere to go. Like to run my institution, which I am running, have applied from the bank for around 20 millions loan, still not sanctioned. So work is tough. So like that, if we have some from where we can borrow some money, then it is easier for us to support. This is the situation where we have in India. So I think I would run through some of the slides where this is Tripura. Okay, it has gone too far. Somebody, yeah. Some of the activities we are having there. Yeah, this are Venerable Mingkwang and Venerable Muhai. Now he's Dhammaratana. He's also here. It is quite difficult. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, this is the thing now I have. So it's my sincere request that you, those who are interested, come and visit India, and with specific objective. What I understand, we have to really form a committee or an organization with this specific focus to work on India. And we may have this project called Rebuild the Land of Buddha project. It's RLB, or Rebuild Ruin Homeland of Buddha project, RRHB. So this we can have everywhere, every state. RLB project, RLB project like that. So every state we can have, every district we can have. So in this way we can work and then there can be a hope to rebuild the land of Buddha if everybody come together. Otherwise, I do not know how long, again, the Buddhist heritage that is in India will last. As we know, there are many, many Buddhist heritage sites which have been converted into the other places of worship that we have ample evidences. Thank you so much.